Boa noite, senhoras e senhores,
Good
messias
evening,
tribais
brothers and
celestiais
sisters, heavenly tribal
de
messiahs
toda a América do Sul.
from all heavenly South America. Be all welcome to this class of the Heavenly Tribal Messiah School. Today we'll have a special class when we have the launching ceremony of the HTM for the second registration for CheonBo by the Heavenly South America. So thank you very much for the presence of all our leadership and also HTMs from the whole continent. So to be the MC for this evening, I would like to invite President Koichi Sasaki, national leader of Brazil. Let's receive him with a big hand. Good evening. So, as was already said, today is another providentially important day. We are attending our continental leader, Reverend David Dong Kim. It is a precious moment to make our resolution in front of heaven. I would like to begin with the opening words of the launching ceremony of the Heavenly Travel Messiah towards the registration for the second CheonBo registration process. First of all, I would like to first offer a veneration to our Heavenly Parents and true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. CheonBo. Pero now, I would like to call for our opening ceremony the national leader of Venezuela, Mrs. Maria Gabriela Navarro de Tomazini. Good evening, everyone. Beloved Heavenly Parents, victorious true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Thank you, beloved Heavenly Parents and true parents, for this precious opportunity, for this launching of the second course of CheonBo, for all the leaders and members of your beloved continent of heavenly South America, centered on our continental leader, Reverend David Dong Kim. Father, thank you very much for your guidance, for your love, for your dedication in this continent that so much need and need so much to know the plan, the laws of our heavenly parents and also your parents. And now in this moment, we are gathering to listen to your words, to the establishment of 2 days a week of special HTM and CheonBo classes, where we can share the heart of the desperate heart of our true mother to bring back your children. This desperate heart we can feel by when she proclaimed that in this year, in this very year, we need to fulfill the registration of the blessed families into CheonBo families. For these heavenly parents, we want to inherit the love, the heart of our heavenly parents and true parents in order to fulfill the perfection of the first and the second blessings that you gave to us, your children. And through our empowerment, so we be able to manage to connect with your power and carry the unification of the spiritual world and the physical world, so we can transmit and pass forward this legacy to all your children. May us feel the desperate heart of heavenly parents and true parents, and then inherit and embrace that heart with all our mind, body, spirit, and dedicate our lives to fulfill this phase in this special era of Chonelguk. Live back the era of the restoration and truly mentalize that we are in the Chonelguk era. Thank you, Heavenly Parents. Thank you, Heavenly Mother, for this opportunity, for this unique opportunity. But we don't want to be the only ones. We want to rescue your children. We want for everyone to be registered as CheonBo families, and then we can raise and nurture 100,000 young people that can honor and comfort this desperate heart of yours. Please receive the this launching, this investment of all the mind and body of all those leaders and members that are present here. Please take care of them, guide them in every moment, and please take care and guide um, our continental leader and also the sub-regional directors, as well as all the blessed families and CheonBo families present here. That is what we report in 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 my name, Maria Gabriela Tomasini, a Centro Blessed family, Jew. Thank you very much. So now we would like to receive the words of Reverend David Domo Kim. Let's receive him with a big hand, our continental leader.
Good evening, everybody. All blessed families in the heavenly South America. I am so glad to see you, all of you, as heavenly tribal messiahs and blessed families as well. Today, we are gathered together here to have kick-off gathering for all blessed central families to be able to register us as CheonBo families on 10th of October this year. Actually, this gonna happening is amazing grace and blessing from true parents, spiritually as well as physically. As we know already, True Mother has been posting for all blessed family should be the CheonBo families. And then the first kind of period of this achievement of CheonBo family was last year. Actually, finally, last year, October 10th, there was registration blessing for the CheonBo family for the first time in human history. And exactly 1 year later, this year, October 10th, True Mother allow for blessed central family, those who has achieved their mission of heavenly tribal messiahship are going to be the CheonBo family. Today is the kickoff day, and then this is actually the evening time. Why, just evening time, not in the daytime? Because this time is also 11th class of Heavenly Tribal Messiah School, HTM school. So that means for almost 3 months before, we already studied this HTM school and had classes every Friday evening. The purpose of this HTM schools is for all blessed families to get to know and then communicate and working together to become CheonBo family. And then also, as a CheonBo family, once we fulfilled our responsibility, HTM, and then what's supposed to be our next step? So throughout 10 kind of classes and sharing, we had been really working and shared and then communicated to clarify our vision and the strategy for our activities, not only as Heavenly Tribal Messiahs, but also as CheonBo families as next. So based on that understanding, I'm very sure that we are on the right time and the exact providential moment according to the True Mother's special direction, which came last week. So in that sense, I had been decided, okay, this is the all Blessed Central Families that worked before 2022, next year. And also, this is the accomplishment of our Heavenly Tribal Messiahships, activities. As I explained as a first step of our 3 stages of activities as a CheonBo throughout the HTM school. So we are gathered here to really, commit to fulfill our mission as a HTM, and also really, be ready to go forward to fulfill our responsibility. So October 10th is not far away from now. So we may think, okay, October, oh, now we are on the February, and let's count March, April, May, June, July, August, September, and then October. Wow, we have 7 months. Yeah, we have 7 months. But somehow, from our experiences, 7 months is not so long time for us to fulfill our certain portion of responsibility, but providence. So in that sense, we really need to clarify once again the meaning and the value for what we are gonna do and what we're gonna achieve. Means CheonBo family. So once again, I would like to share with you the meaning and value of CheonBo family, and then why we as a Blessed Central family all should become CheonBo family. And according to the divine principle, since Adam and Eve had fallen, humanity became the children of Satan. That means Satan, throughout all human history, had been dominating fallen humanity. That's why God should have sent his only begotten son and a daughter, whom Satan cannot touch it, and Satan cannot dominate. Even Satan cannot claim. So that's why only begotten son and only begotten daughter get married and become couple and formed family. This family will root their blood lineage on God himself. So that's why God sent Jesus after 4,000 years of human ancestors fall. But Jesus left his promise that he should come back. We know why Jesus must come back, because he was not able to complete his mission and his work on this earth to form God's ideal family. So that's why second Adam must form ideal family by getting married with only begotten daughter. This is the God's providence. And then Jesus saved the people. But when Jesus worked, provided the way of salvation for the humanity, their salvation was not completed. That's only spiritual salvation, because Jesus had lost his body. His body has been taken by Satan, but his spirit was able to save fallen humanity. That's why under the Jesus Christ providence, salvation will go to the spiritual level. That's why he confirmed that he would come again. And then finally, 2,000 years later, God had sent only begotten son and daughter. And God had guided them to become true parents. And we know that the blessing from true parents is the full way of humanity's complete salvation. That means blessing centering on true parents is the only way for all fallen humanity to be able to be saved, not only spiritually, but also physically. In this sense, divine principle clarified that fallen humanity only can meet second Messiah and get blessing in order to get rid of original sin and complete spiritual and physical salvation. But by meeting second advent and getting the blessing to get rid of original sin, that's not the end. All these fallen humanity who had been saved, that means dealt with the salvation, right? That means with blessing, even though fallen humanity gonna be the saved spiritually as well as physically, still these people should work together with true parents, second advent. Why? Once we get saved, once we achieve the salvation, okay, that's it. That's finished. But divine principle emphasized the next step, after blessing. This way of after of post salvation is to follow true parents, follow second advent. So then the final status which start from the salvation through blessing to reach it, the end. This ending point is not the salvation, but this ending point is completion. In other words, affection. In other words, if I can explain, what is the meaning of the blessing? Blessing is the completion of salvation. And what does it mean, salvation? Salvation is not to be completed. It's not become perfection. Salvation is just a changing address, changing identity, and changing route from the Satan to God. That's the real meaning of salvation. That means fallen humanity, even though we saved by meeting with the true parents, still we have to go more. And still the other way has been remaining in front of us. So that's why after salvation, and then from that point, we have to work to achieve completion. In other words, individual perfection. So that's why, in order for us to meet the second advent, we have to build up a foundation. That's the so-called foundation for the Messiah. And the foundation for the Messiah consists of two steps. First step is foundation of faith. And the second step is foundation of substance. And then after salvation, by getting blessing, and then we have to go to the foundation of heart, which means through this, the way of the completion is to get complete oneness with God in heart. So, and then we are all blessed family. That means we are all already reaching the salvation. We are already saved. Salvation doesn't matter anymore for us. As a blessed family, what is our goal? And what we have to achieve? Still, some of us may focusing on salvation because we only got to know the salvation concept and the sense of salvation. Salvation is no issue for us, no more. But as a blessed family, what's supposed to be our destination and then our goal and then our final point throughout our life of faith? That's perfection. So, true Father guided us as a blessed family to start in the beginning, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, 2000, and then 2010. True Father always emphasized and then had initiated and developed a blessed families movement, which mostly Father emphasized this movement as tribal messiahship. So in order to fulfill this tribal messiahship centering on true Father's providence, Father had been suggested a couple of methods, such as hometown providence, and as you know, 통반격파. That's all directly connected with the tribal messiahship, and also tribal messiahship even though the number had been a little bit slightly different, even when True Father emphasized tribal messiahship according to the different providential times, different decades. Sometimes the Father emphasized, 360 families. Sometimes emphasized 430 families. And then this, 360, the blessing started from 160 families. Like this one, step by step. But anyway, throughout this all tribal messiahship activities, through parents always emphasized why blessed family should work as a tribal messiah. Because that way of a tribal messiah is only way and foundation which can inherit true parents' victory. That means the work as a tribal messiahship is the way for us to fulfill the rest of our providential way together with the true parents to become what? Perfect, completion. So that's why conclusion is that the way and fulfillment of responsibility as tribal messiah is the number one, fulfillment of blessed responsibility of blessed families, which is inheriting true parents' victory in the spiritual world as well as the physical world. That's not number one. And number two, the fulfillment of responsibility as tribal messiah is the way for us to become perfected individual, perfected man, and a perfected woman. This is the meaning of the tribal messiah from true father's time. And then true father, after true father's Sangha, true mother clarified. Okay, so all those blessed families who had been working as tribal messiah, now we're gonna be the heavenly tribal messiah. And then heavenly tribal messiah must fulfill the responsibility to inherit true parents' victorious and God's eternal blessing. That's to become CheonBo family. True Mother clarified this point just a couple of years ago. So that means the accomplishment of tribal messiahship, which means heavenly tribal messiahship, is to be CheonBo family. And then True Mother clarified the accomplishment of tribal messiahship goes two ways. One is to create 430 blessed families on this earth. And the other one is to create 430 blessed families in the spiritual world as absolute good spirit. So if we as blessed family are able to fulfill this, to have 430 families as my tribe on this earth and in the spiritual world. And then I finish. I could finish it, my responsibilities on this earth as blessed family. That means conclusion is once we become CheonBo family, what does it mean? CheonBo family can inherit all true parents, spiritual and physical, victorious foundation. In other words, as God is completely become one and work together with the true parents. Once we become CheonBo family, God can come to us and stay with us and become one with us. Like relationship between true parents and heavenly parents. We will be able to keep same relationship between us as a CheonBo family and heavenly parents. That's what true mother defined and then ask to all blessed family go this way and then it achieved responsibility and then become CheonBo family. So once we become CheonBo family and what we remain, once we become CheonBo family, it means we already fulfill the condition for myself to be completed, become perfect individual. Then we remain only the completion of family foundation. So now we are doing HTM activities, right? So sooner or later, we can be and we should be CheonBo family. And the CheonBo family means, thanks God, we are already fulfilled God's first blessing. And then, as a CheonBo family, what True Mother is guiding us to go as the next step. That's the accomplishment of God's second blessing. That's a family perfection. Now, True Mother is showing this model of family perfection. Family perfection comes through the oneness of 3 generations and centering on heavenly parents. That's why true father and true mother, and then as we know, 효진님 and 효진님 and 흥기님 couple, right? And then 효진님's children, right? True grandchildren, 신출린 and 신흥님 got blessed. 3 generations, true parents, 효진님's family, 효진님's couple, and the 신흥님's couple. These 3 generations become one, centering on heavenly parents throughout blessing. So that's why True Mother already had to build up the model of the family perfection, which means the accomplishment of God's second blessing. Now, True Mother really want to bequeath all these victorious foundation in the true family to the blessed families. That's why True Mother may allow second 7-year course first 7-year course is true mother really want to build up the completion of individual and the completion of the family, which means throughout 7-year course since foundation day opened, true mother in front of heavenly parents build up the foundation as the accomplishment of God's first blessing and the second blessing. That's why now true mother should go forward to extend this model of family perfection from family level to the people level, national level, and the world level, right? That's what true mother will do during the second 7-year course. And then also, true mother is working to fulfill God's third blessing. What's God's third blessing? That's the dominion of all things. So that's why for us, through this 7-year course, which started from this year to 2007 to 2027, was supposed to be our providential mission and the responsibility. That's really, or resemble and then inherit true parents had been achieved for the last 7 years. What's that? Achievement of first blessing and second blessing. That's what we have to do for 7-year course. And then when true mother, build up the model for the foundation of 3 blessings, and we just followed third 7-year course. And then I am sure after that, kingdom of heaven on earth will be solidly formed on this earth. That means this earth, this physical world will become completely restored Eden of Eden. Garden of Eden. So that's still what we presume and see the providence centered on true mother. So this first year, true mother gave us one more chance for more blessed central family, more heavenly tribal Messiah to register ourselves as CheonBo family, to inherit the true parents' complete foundation, victorious foundation, and also to stand on the position of a completion of our individual perfection. This is the value. So, in that sense, as a blessed family, no one can deny or no one can stop. Everybody must go. Why? We already started and joined this movement to fulfill God's 3 great blessings on this earth. That's our final goal, right? Whether we will clearly acknowledge this or not throughout our life of faith before, now it's very clear. Why we had to follow the true parents? Because we want to see what is the summit, what is the top of the mountain. So where do we stand to reach the top of a mountain? Can you see where you stand? where you stand if we climb the mountain Everest, right? 8,848 meters. And which altitude you are now? CheonBo is already stand on the top of the mountain Everest. So where are we? Individual may be different, but I guess already we are at least over 7,500 meters. That means we had worked. We had came up to the 7,500 meters already. We remain only less than 1,000 meters. Some of you might, climb the more. Maybe some of you, some of you may, pass 8,000 altitude or 8,500 already. Some of you may remain only 345 meters. So how many meters you remain? Can you calculate? I'm sure. As blessed family, as a CheonBo family, we have to be able to look in ourselves and should be able to calculate where I stand and how many more I can go. Already I have tried to share with you this kind of scales and this kind of standard with you throughout the number one, throughout, vision seminar for 7 lectures, and also 2027 Heavenly South America vision and strategy, right? That's one. And also I had shared, our public life course for two lectures. And since that time, we had been sharing our, Heavenly Tribal Messiah and the CheonBo family's activities systematically throughout the 3 steps. Those who had been listened and joined the HTM school, you already got to know what I am saying and what is my emphasizing point, and then already you will be able to see and check where you stand and how many meters you will go more. So today is actually kick off time or day that we as a blessed family and the Heavenly Tribal Messiah really can make these CheonBo families happen to us within 7 months. And what I can say to you is we can do it. Why? True Mother has been achieved and showing us. So this is how we can make it, how we can do it. True Father and True Mother, both of them very strongly emphasize that how blessed family can pass through this stage to be able to be perfected. How we can pass this one? Through the only one attitude. That's what? That's it. Absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. Why? Why we have to have absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience? I already shared it with you. Because when God created Adam and Eve, God's heart and God's nature and God's characteristics, everything was from God was absolute faith, absolute love, absolute obedience toward Adam and Eve. That means as Adam and Eve, when we are able to become completely with completely one with God through the absolute faith, absolute love, and the absolute obedience, which God had shown and practiced toward Adam and Eve. And then we will stand on the highway. We will be able to build up the completely oneness with the heavenly parents who is in the spiritual world. That's why absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience is the only way to become spiritual world and the physical world can unite. In other words, absolute love, absolute faith, absolute love, and the absolute obedience is the only way to complete mind and body unity. Mind and body unity is two persons become one. Mind and body unity is the unity between spiritual world and the physical world. Everything connects. So what can make this unity of two become CheonBo? That's only one attitude. That is absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. If we are thinking, do I have absolute faith to God or not? Or do I really love absolutely to true mother? Or am I really obeying absolutely to true parents and God? As long as you have this kind of question or even this kind of thinking, you are far away from absolute. Absolute means no question, no thinking, right? That's absolute. If you think, oh, I know, do I know absolute love or no? Once you're thinking like that, your love, what you're thinking is not the absolute love, but relevant love. We are all on the status of not absolute, but relevant. Relevant. So we have to be ready to go this HTM course to be able to become CheonBo with the absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience for 7 years, seven months. So, practically speaking, in order for us to fulfill HTM, what we have to do? What we have to do? It's very simple, right? The condition has two ways. One is 430 plus family, physical tribe on this earth, horizontally and vertically. In the spiritual world, my tribe, 430 ancestors blessing. So I think almost all of you in the South America is not so big problem to achieve the 430 blessings or holy wine ceremonies in your area. I'm sure. But everybody may feel, wow, how can I fulfill 430 ancestors' liberation and blessing ceremony throughout the CheonBo workshop? Why? Because, well, my income is limited. I cannot make a big amount of money one time. Yeah, that's a reality in the relevant world. If you are able to concretely, solidly put this vertical attitude with what? Absolute faith, absolute love, absolute obedience. Then once you know that God and the spiritual world and then your ancestors exist, once you know that, the point is not your reality. Point is not your current situation. Point is, matter is whether you accomplish absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience toward God, the spiritual world, and finally your ancestors. As long as you are trying to deal with building conditions and building foundation for your ancestor to be able to be liberated and blessing, that's always limited. That's always impossible. But if you have absolute faith, number one, faith. Do you have a faith in God? Do you have a faith in the spiritual world? Do you have a faith in your ancestors? What does it mean, absolute faith? Absolute faith is not a belief. Belief is to believe in something, whether it exists or not. That's my mental, internal belief. But actually, I may not know God or spiritual exist or not. Still, I am believing. This is a belief. Absolute faith is not this kind of belief. Absolute faith is to know that God is real. Spiritual world is real. My ancestors are real, not the theory, not the belief. That's real. That's the fact. That's why I know. When I know what's going on, what it is, when I know it clearly, and then I can put my faith absolutely without any question, without any hesitation. Don't you think so? If you know God, if you know spiritual world exists, because you know through the theory. Why? Even though you didn't experience, you know, you presume that spiritual world exists. Why? Divine principle says, as members, you had been educated. So that in that sense, God, spiritual, and then your ancestors are all conceptual, not the realistic, not the factual. Let us think about that. Okay, really, seriously. Is God realistic? Is God conceptual? Or is God factual to you? True mother said, do you love me? Right? True mother said to all blessed family, do you love me? Everybody said, yes. True mother, we love you so much. You know how much we love you. True mother said, show me your love. Love is not the conceptual. Love must be factual. So which one? That's absolute love. You have to be able to see and then touch it and then smell and then feel love with your physical body. We have to escape from our conceptual life of faith, which has been guiding us for many, many, many decades, maybe throughout the whole our life of faith. Our faith supposed to be the whole conceptual. Now is the time for us, for every single one of us, to really challenge to find out, is God conceptual to me? Is God real? If God is real, how do I know? Can I touch him? Can I talk with him? Can he work with me? Which one? This is a factual. So now we are talking about 430 ancestors. Is this a theory, which means a conceptual? Or is this realistic? Hey, tell me. I'm not asking your thinking. What is reality to you? So existence of ancestors, that makes sense. But liberation and the blessing of your ancestors, 430 generations. Oh my God, 430 generations. How long? Can you believe it? Can you imagine it? Is that the conceptual to you? If this is a conceptual or theory, that's your normal belief. You cannot build up absolute faith. If some of you had a spiritual experience directly with your one of ancestors throughout the CheonBo workshop or liberation ceremony or blessing ceremony, this kind of conceptual reality or conceptual belief can transform to the what? Realistic fact. Why? Why? Because you experienced. So in my vision seminar, the title of the CheonBo, the Providence, I introduced one of our members' experience, right? To liberate and bless his ancestors. So how about you? It is everything, liberation and the blessing is theoretical, or is it just a mission and a responsibility, which is with a conceptual understanding and a conceptual obstacle sense of ancestors, you have to change what we have to do. Our responsibility as what? Fact. Realistic happening, centering on your physical body, not your mind, not your spirit, your physical body. This is what True Mother had shown through her first 7-year course. So we have to be able to understand clearly, not the conceptually, clearly centering on our physical life. What is absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience? That's not different from faith, love, and obedience. Once you are able to find out and then get in touch with those 3 points with the spiritual world and with God, and that's real, and this point can be the foundation to be able to create miracles, which True Mother has shown to us. Think about that. Once spiritual world and the ancestors and God start to work with me, centering on my physical life, whatever spiritual world get involved, that will be shown us as what? Normal thing? No, that's miracles. So, if you really want to yearning to be CheonBo family, you must be ready to be able to create what? Miracles. How can miracle happen? With your thinking? With your faith? No. With your ability to make a real of your ancestors and your ability to bring them to you, to your body, your physical body, and your ability to work together. And then the result of your words gonna be the old miracle, which you never thought, you never even imagined. Can you understand? That's why my point is that how can we become CheonBo family? How can we register by fulfilling 430 families horizontally and 430 ancestor liberation and blessing ceremony before until October 10th? Without miracle, it's impossible. Do you agree with me? Without the miracle, without the spiritual world working with us, with your income, normal income, your current situation, is it possible or impossible? It's going to be possible with your sense of faith, your sense of love for your ancestors, is your current sense of obedience? Is it going to be work? No, never. Don't expect that. That's why we have to completely change it and shift up our paradigm for our life of faith, for our belief. We must be able to clearly understand and realize and practice absolute faith, love, and obedience. This is the only way for us to work with God and the spiritual world and create miracles. This is a real challenge for us to be able to finish it, to fulfill our responsibility as heavenly tribe messiahs or not within short time. It will be the beyond of my thinking, beyond of my calculation, beyond of my expectation. So that's why, in order for our region, our South America headquarters to really pull this kind of victorious heavenly tribal messiahs who had been creating miracles to finish it, liberation and the blessing before September 10th. We will organize and run the CheonBo workshop, which can do the liberation and the blessing ceremony of 430 ancestors every month. March, April, May, June, July, August, every month this year, we will organize. But in order for us to register CheonBo family until at the October 10th, I'm sure at least we have to be able to finish it. Liberation of ancestor first until the June. That means we remain 4 months. This is a real challenge. I'm so happy to push it, all of you, to be strong and to be ready to create miracles. Once we are able to create the miracles, we will be the hero and the heroine in our providence. Don't you think so? You don't want to be the hero? Hey, sisters, you don't want to be the heroine before God? So let us work and challenge not the spiritual world, but challenge for my faith and my love and my sense of obedience. If we are able to jumping over and upgrade our sense of life of faith and our sense of love, I'm sure we are almost there. Almost there. We will be able to touch it, and we will be able to smell it, and even we will be able to feel everything. That's the CheonIlgo. And then we will be able to be the owner of that channel. This is what true parents really want to encourage us to pass through the last course of our life and our life of faith. Everybody should be able to see this as true parents' love and God's kingdom. So I know, everybody, we have many, many, many issues, many obstacles, and many barriers, and many things that we have to deal with and solve. I know. That's our life with our physical body. Once again, let us really try to understand, catch it, and practice what is absolute faith, and what is absolute love, and what is not just obedience, but absolute obedience. You are able to recognize this, and once you are able to feel, oh, this is absolute faith, not just the faith, and then you will be able to see different things, different world, which you never be able to see so far. This is the power. I really want to share this point with you. So today is a kick up day. And to support, to create miracles and miracles for HTM, we will keep this weekly gathering, HTM school, every Friday, 8 p.m. Sao Paulo time. So next week, gonna be 12th class, right? We will not finish. We will not make an end this class until most of our blessed family to achieve the goal of the perfection. Okay, let us work together. Whatever you need as a leader, I'm sure I will do my best to really support you and go together to reach the top of the mountain. So the only thing I would like to check and confirm with you is, are you ready to go with me? And no matter what kind of situation is try to stop you. God bless you. Let's see on the top of the mountain. Thank you very much.
Muito obrigado.
Thank you very much. Let's give a big round of applause to Reverend Kim.
Recebendo a palavra de nosso líder continental.
To receive the words of our continental leader. Now I would like to move forward for the proclamation of the resolution declaration from each sub-region of Heavenly South America. So first of all, representing the sub-region 1, I would like to ask to Pastor Nivaldo Santos, regional leader of the sub-region 1 of Brazil, will offer the resolution determination. Good evening, leaders and blessed families of Brazil and all Heavenly South America. This is our resolution. We, blessed families of Brazil, sub-region 1 of Heavenly South America, are thankful and emotional to be living in this golden age of true parents, when the works of the substantial Holy Spirit are performing true miracles all over the world and pouring His love over us all. At this time, we make the following resolution. First, we will work ceaselessly to complete the liberation and blessing of the 430 generations of our ancestors, the vertical blessing, leading them to become blessed couples and absolute good spirits. Second, following True Parents guidelines, we will give the blessing to 430 couples or 43 new single couples here on earth, the horizontal blessing. Third, through fulfilling our responsibility, we will be victorious in the 100-day condition, and we will educate at least 43 families and lead them through the various stages of the blessing, making them effective members. 4, let us strive daily to achieve unity between the physical and the spiritual world, learning to mobilize our ancestors, and thus, through their cooperation, complete our divine mission together. Fifth, united completely with True Mother's heart and guidance, and understanding the immeasurable value of becoming a CheonBo family, a treasure of heaven, we determine to participate in the great grace of the second registration ceremony for CheonBo couples on October 10 of this year 2021, making all our efforts to achieve this goal. Thus, we determine to fulfill our holy mission as a heavenly tribal Messiah, and we will have victory to offer our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Aju, aju, aju.
Muito obrigado.
Aju. Thank you very much.
Então é o seguinte, representando
Now, I would like to call the representative of the subregion 2. I would like to ask for the resolution of Pastor Tatsuya Suzuki. Good evening. Dear Heavenly Parents, we, as members and as blessed families, cannot help but be grateful for the many graces received from the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. We also have to confess that we have only observed the parents who follow the path of suffering with blood, sweat, and tears for the sake of humankind. However, through the words of the scriptures and autobiographies, we could know their heart, even a small portion of it. In particular, we apologize for not realizing that true mother is the only begotten daughter of heaven. However, we know that true parents, as the incarnation of heavenly parents, continue to love us without giving importance to their own bodies. We, as filial children of heaven, are now filled with the heart to reward her. We are now at the unique moment in human history when Father in the spirit world and Mother on earth are united by heavenly providence. We can only move forward with gratitude and joy. The heavenly parents have already prepared the 430 families and the 43 families, mobilizing all the angels and absolutely good spirits. If we can forgive, love, and unite, victory is already ready. Heavenly parents, true parents, with absolute determination, we will offer you victory, victory, and victory. Aju.
Muito obrigado.
Aju, thank you very much.
Então agora queria pedir
now,
resolução.
I would like to ask for the resolution of the representative of the subregion 3, Pastor Franz Kispin Kenajata from Bolivia. Thank you very much. Please, at the end, all the families accompany me with 3 singing. Our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, we feel deeply grateful to our true parents for allowing us this great grace of registration as CheonBo families. We apologize to heavenly parents, our true parents, and our ancestors in front of their historical efforts for not completing our responsibility as blessed families yet. Therefore, we swear with absolute determination that on this October 20, 2021, all the blessed families of Subregion 3 will victoriously fulfill their registration as CheonBo, heavenly treasures, families with absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. All the central families of the Heavenly Parents Holy Community who are gathered here today will be the front lines to offer glory and victory to our true mother, true father, and all the absolutely good spirits are watching us and are eager to fulfill their true purpose. So please accept today's ceremony with joy. Honestly, today we make a life and death determination that the 10th day of the 10th month this year will be a time when we can sing and praise your victory. May your eternal victory spread in Latin America from this way forward and forever, our beloved true mother. Don't worry, beloved mother, we will deliver you without fail. 승리, 승리, 승리.
Muito obrigado.
Adieu. Thank you very much.
Agora foram realizados resolução.
Now were pledged the three resolutions of each of the subregions 1, 2, and 3 of Heavenly South America. Let's take this moment to jointly offer our determination to Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Now I would like to invite our final prayer, Reverend David Dong Kim, for the final prayer.
Join me prayer. 존귀하신 하늘 부모님, 사랑하옵는 천지인 참 부모님, 천일국 9년이 출발을 싸웁니다. 난 천일국 기원절을 선포하신 이후 천일국의 7년 노정을 완전한 승리로 참 아버님께서는 영계에서 참 어머님께서는 육계에서 육계를 중심으로 온전히 하나가 되시어서 천일국, 지상천국, 그리고 에덴 동산이 어떻게 확립이 되어지고 그것이 어떻게 횡격으로 전파되어서 최종적으로 모든 인류가 하늘 부모님을 모신 하나의 가정이고 한 형제 자매로 사는가 하는 그러한 길, 승리의 기반들을 보여주셨사옵니다. 이제 천일국 8년 한 해를 통해서 이 천일국 7년의 승리를 저희들에게 보여주시고 가르쳐주시고 저희들에게 상속시켜 주시는 그 노정을 지나서 이제 천일국 9년부터는 저희들의 힘으로 축복 가정의 이름으로 신종종 메시아의 이름으로 참 부모님의 섭리적 꿈과 이상의 결실인 완성의 입장에 놓여 있는 그런 CheonBo 가정이 되어져서 저희들이 신종종 메시아와 CheonBo 가정으로서 참 부모님 1차 7년 노정의 승리권을 상속받아서 저희들의 이름으로 참 부모님을 모신 승리권을 만들기 위한 2차 7년 노정을 실체적으로 출발을 해 싸웁니다. 오늘은 이제 천일국 9년에 기원절을 지나고 3일째인 1월 15일이옵니다. 특별히 참 부모님께서는 금년 10월 10일에 이제 모두의 꿈이고 소원인 이 CheonBo 가정의 덩제의 길을 새롭게 또 열어 주셨사옵니다. 이런 놀라운 섭리적인 은사와 영광의 그 자리에 저희들이 들어가야 되겠사옵니다. 그것이 이제까지 저희들이 분명한 미래를 모르고 가야 될 길을 모르고 저희들의 신앙의 또 삶과 완성의 그 결과가 뭔지도 모르고 살아왔던 저희들은 이제는 분명하게 보여주시고 분명하게 알려주시고 분명하게 목표로 제시해 주시고 저희들을 그 길로 가라고 하신 참 어머님을 따라서 다시 한번 저희들 내면을 돌아보면서 과연 나는 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종의 길을 갈 수 있는 나인가? 그 길을 통해서 참 부모님의 모든 승리권을 상속받고 참 부모님, 하늘 부모님과 심정으로 일치가 되는 길이 무엇인가 하는 것을 저희들이 다시 한번 더듬어서 찾아서 세워서 그것을 중심으로 새롭게 각오하고 결의하고 출발할 수 있는 저희들이 되어질 수 있도록 허락하여 주시옵소서. 그래서 이 신남미 대륙에 2300가정이 넘는 축복 가정들 모두가 CheonBo 가정이 되어지도록 출발하는 오늘 이 출발에 출정식이 되어지게 부족함이 없도록 허락하여 주시옵고 여기에 이 출정의 기준과 마음을 가지고 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 목적을 향해서 나가고자 하는 모든 축복 가정들에게 하늘의 놀라우신 지혜와 능력이 함께하여 주셨사. 저희들이 참 어머니께서 보여주셨던 영육계 일치의 그 기적의 내용을 저희들도 실현하고 실천할 수 있는 모습이 되어질 수 있도록 함께해 주시고 이끌어 주시옵기를 간절히 바라고 원합니다. 금년 10월 10일까지 최선을 다해서 최대의 실적을 돌려드리기 위해서 다시 한번 저희들이 사생결단의 기준과 실천 궁해 나가는 그 길로서 저희를 인도해 주시고 그 길 위에 하늘에 특별하신 사랑과 축복만이 함께해 주시기를 간절히 바라고 원합니다. 오늘 이 출정식을 통해서 출발하는 모든 신남미의 축복 가정들의 소원과 그 뜻과 책임이 이루어질 수 있도록 함께해 주실 것을 다시 한번 간곡히 부탁드리면서 모든 말씀을 축복 중심 가정 김동우 정남 가정의 이름으로 간절히 보고드리며 출근하여 사옵나이다. 아주
Aju.
이러시온자.
Aju.
Muito obrigado.
Thank you very much.
Agora queria pedir
Now I would like to invite for the cheers of Ogmanse. I would like to ask for the national leader of Argentina, President Carlos Vargas.
Muy buenas noches, queridas familias.
Good evening, dear families of Heavenly South America.
Ofrecer entonces
Let's offer them
extraordinaria reunión, ceremonia de lanzamiento.
to close this launching ceremony. Let's offer 4 cheers of Ogmanse.
Así que por favor, con mucha fuerza.
So please join us with great power and great strength. For heavenly parents, Ogmanse. For the victorious true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, Ogmanse. For the firm establishment of CheonBo, Ogmanse. For the victory of the launching ceremony of the HTM for the second registration as CheonBo families for Heavenly South America, Ogmanse.
Muito obrigado.
Thank you very much.
Então, agora vamos tirar foto oficial.
Now, let's take a time to take the official photo. Please, everyone, open your cameras.
그렇게 올려. 내 이름 있는 데다가 한번.
Ok, todo mundo.
사랑합니다, 참부모님.
Continuem com a tela, continuem.
Please keep your screen open.
Tirar foto da primeira fala.
Keep your beautiful smile. We are taking pictures of all the screens.
Ok,
사랑합니다.
estamos na
Please keep. We are on the 5th page already.
Ok, estamos na nona, continuem
Okay,
felizes.
we are in the 9th one.
Na 11ª, falta mais
We are
uma.
in the 11th. Only one more.
Ok, muito obrigado.
Okay, thank you very much.
Então, queria fazer anúncio.
오늘
So I just would like to make some announcements. On March 1st, the announcement from Brazil. On March 1st, we will start a 7-day Divine Principle workshop for revival and determination for the restoration with the words directly coming from Reverend David Don Kim. Only those who are or were already home group leaders please join. And after we finish the first 7-day workshop, right after we will start another 7-day workshop for all the HTMs, and then the third one right after the finish, right after the end of the second, we'll have a third and then a fourth one. So every week of March, we will have a 7-day Divine Principle workshop as a revival workshop for all the brothers and sisters of Brazil. I say from my experience of attending all the workshops, receiving directly the words from Reverend Kim, it is a really great experience and a very enriching one. So please, let's take this opportunity as a way to move forward towards the national restoration centered on our continental central figure. And then I would like to remind you all about the Rally of Hope that will happen tomorrow evening. So please let's keep our efforts to mobilize as much people as possible for the Rally of Hope. So now we are finishing all the programmation for this launching ceremony of HTM towards the second CheonBo registration process. Let's finish with a great round of applause towards our heavenly parents and true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Thank you very much.
Muito obrigado.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much. 감사합니다. Have a good evening.
Thank you. See you next week. Next week.
감사합니다.
Viva Colômbia! Guerreiro! Família Colômbia! Sandro Vargas!
Yeah, let us become CheonBo family.
Okay.